There's a conflict. Yeah, all right, no problem. It's all right. We are turned on. But we'll throw one batch out.
Oh, what's that right now? Oh, Polaris Warren. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so we're going to do new customers. If I can have you guys
Did you use capital G again?
No, I didn't.
Didn't work?
Greenwich Township Committee, December 17th, 2015. Members present, Marqueta,
Here.
Kenyak,
Here.
Varshney,
Here.
Spencer,
Here.
Adams.
Here.
Adequate notice of this meeting was given in accordance with the Open Public Meeting Act by mailing the schedule of the Township Committee to the Express Times and North Star Ledger newspaper, posting a copy on the Township Bulletin Board, and filing a copy with the Township Clerk.
Make a motion to enter executive session for contract negotiations, Warren County PBA, firehouse land lease, open space contract negotiations, and litigation, inland Western Phillipsburg, Greenwich versus Township of Greenwich, it's tax appeal, and Township of Greenwich versus Town of Phillipsburg.
I'd like to add just one other one, which is Township of Greenwich versus Polaris Warren, which is also a tax appeal.
As amended. That's the motion.
So I'll make that motion.
Second. Second. Bill and Will. Discussion, roll call.
Marqueta,
Yes.
Kenyak,
Yeah, yes.
Varshney,
Yes.
Spencer,
Yes.
Adams.
Yes. Okay, we are off. Shut it. PA's on.
Hey, Mike.
Greenwich Township Committee meeting, December 17th, 2016. Members present, Marqueta,
Here.
Kenyak,
Here.
Varshney,
Here.
Spencer,
Here.
Adams.
Here.
All rise for the flag salute. I
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a motion to open the meeting to the public. Each member of the public shall be limited to 3 minutes to ensure completion of agenda items.
I'll make that
Timely
motion.
manner. Second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting is now open to the public. If anybody would like to come up and address Township Committee.
Okay.
Seeing none, motion to close public session.
So moved.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye. Payment of bills. Do we have a total amount? Is that the 432, Kim? Or,
Kathleen, let me give them the
I
total
know it's going
number.
to catch you guys.
The 432, and then I gave you a list of what was paid since the last meeting, which was your recreation, the recreation commission bills, and I paid the Dumont Road, because I started that after they had
Yeah,
met,
is that what's just...
and the taxes for December. So in addition to that, it would be $1,095,340.
I just have a question. Does that include the fourth quarter Phillipsburg sewer bill?
Yes, but I'm going to, depending on the discussion tonight, I'm going to remove that if
Okay.
council wishes.
Yeah. How much was it? 120?
160.
Right, but based off of Joe Pryor, what he said, the 100,000, Joe Pryor's last email, and he had said
I did not see
a
that.
reduction. You can tell her.
Yeah, well, so Special Sewer Council sent email today recommending a partial payment
Okay.
on this, but he has not finished his analysis
No, if I could...
of the matter.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, Brent, not to
No,
interrupt, but
no, please do.
I, just as recently as, I would say, 5 o'clock, a couple hours ago, I was forwarding Joe some additional backup information that he was requesting on prior monthly readings and flow reports that were done by car operator, Chap. I sent him one yesterday and 2 more today. So I think I gave him what he needs, or what he's asked for. So I would suspect tomorrow we'll get some, maybe, opinion from him.
We do have a year-end meeting, if you wanted to table the bill.
I think that's a
Yeah,
good
I
idea.
think that's,
Yeah.
I think you guys are all right with that, because I'm not comfortable with doing.
So you take that, move that off the bill list?
So we'll remove the Phillipsburg sewer,
Mhm.
and I would like to also take Glacial, which is $5,061.07, and push that back into 14.
Gotcha.
That was the only one.
What's glacial?
Glacial Energy is a supplier of electrical
Okay.
power, and it was like a bait and switch kind of thing, because they gave us this really great teaser rate, and then all of a sudden it went out of control, and it was just astronomical. But those bills that you laid out are not, there's no late fees in that. It's straight usage, right?
Mhm. Yeah, they removed the late fees, yes.
Yeah. So we had all the late fees removed, because it was an astronomical bill.
Yes.
And so we can actually move that back to 2014 funds, because that's where it belongs. So it's $5,000. Okay, so what's our new, you want to, you get me that, huh? $1,095,000.
As amended.
As amended, okay. So, I'll make,
When I run the checks, I'll give him the final, so.
It'll be in the minutes.
okay. So I'll make a motion to approve payment of bills, minus the fourth quarter Phillipsburg sewer payment, and moving Glacial back into 2014.
In the amount of,
In the amount of, we can't figure that out. It's around $1 million.
the bill list says $1,095,000.
340.11,
Yeah,
less these two.
Yeah, less those items. So it's $1,095,340, less the Phillipsburg sewer, less the $5,000 in Glacial. That's the motion. I need a second? I need something. I need a first and second.
Okay.
you make the motion.
You made the motion,
You made
sir?
the motion.
Yeah, usually I just throw it out there for
No,
you
you made
guys.
the motion. Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Arsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay. Approval of minutes. I need a motion to approve the August 20th regular session and September 17th regular session minutes. I'll make that motion to accept the August 20th and September 17th minutes.
I don't think you're going to get a second. No, I read them.
No, I spoke with the attorney, and
Okay.
it was, if you've read over the minutes and
I read these
and you've
minutes.
reviewed the video,
I did not
to
review the
have them
video.
in conjunction to make sure that they, go, that you could do this. I spoke with
I didn't
Frank
do that.
regarding this.
I read the minutes.
You watched the video?
I watched the first part of the video, but
Yeah,
Oh, well.
the second.
So next one. Oh, next one. Let's try to get in
So
before
for
the...
I'm going to make a motion to have you guys watch the video.
I can have a popcorn night where I've got to watch it.
So let's,
Okay.
what's the closeout date for that?
30th.
The 30th. So let's try to get in here before, it's a Wednesday.
That is a
The
Wednesday.
30th.
You can just watch it
To watch it
home on
online.
your
Oh,
computer.
that's true. I forgot about that.
You can sit at home and watch it
Computer.
all night long.
Yeah. I forgot about
Okay,
that.
so there's no second merchandise.
And those meetings were great.
All right, so we'll put this down for the
All right,
30th.
so motion's on the table, it dies.
Yes.
Plus,
for-
there's going to be more minutes, but okay. All right.
All right, so tax lien redemptions are in, what tab, Ken, 3? 4.
We've, 4,
So we do tax lien redemptions and then the transfer resolution, which,
which is loose. It was handed out.
all right, so need a motion, I'll make the motion to adopt Resolution 2015-76, resolution authorizing redemption of tax liens for Block 41, Lot 1105, in the amount of $8,845.48, and then for Block 41, 1105, in the amount of $33,500.
Second.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Marcy?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. And then,
Okay, the transfer resolution is
Wait.
separate.
yeah, where's that?
And it's separate, it was right by your bill list. It was handing out tonight. It's right by your bill list.
And I forgot the executive session motion. Okay, do you want to give us a brief overview on the resolution for transfer?
Yeah,
This is a transfer resolution in the amount of $179,000.
one of the main things, partially, was, in a normal year, there's 26 payrolls. This year, because of the way the holiday landed, there's going to be 27. So I tried to project that amount into this transfer number to make sure that I have enough money at the end of the year. So that, of course, bumps everything up. Something happened back in March, which you're not going to see on here, but I'm kind of saving that for your year-end meeting. A bill was paid in the amount of $160,000 for back benefits, or I should say, benefits payments monthly that hadn't been paid for some reason in 2014. The person you had at that point in time paid the full amount that was due to the state, I think without, I don't want to say without regard to what we had budgeted, but it made it very difficult at the end to move money around and figure out what was going on. So I'm still dealing with that. But I think that we're going to work that out between what I saw tonight in appropriated reserves. What is in the admin system does not match the audit, which actually is a good thing because there's more money in the audit. So once I go back in and adjust that to admin, I think we're going to be okay with that, health benefits. As far as the other transfers, it's hard for me to say this wasn't my budget, I didn't create it, so it's kind of hard for me to pinpoint, what's going on, but I know there was one payroll adjustments and employee benefits. I think that was for some transitional stuff that was going on during the year, like Joe Mexi being bumped up, things like that. So that money was sitting there to transfer. Other than that, do you have any specific questions?
I'm thinking here, but, we'll go ahead, my mind, we'll go ahead with the resolution, but, we've had a revolving door regarding CFOs this year. And, if you guys are okay with it, what I'd like to do is authorize you, in addition to this resolution, but I want to ensure that, all the health care benefits and pensions and payrolls, have been on the up and up, have been reconciled, basically.
Is you all satisfied? Is you all satisfied?
Yeah, I'd like her to go in and give it the once-over, because I know this transaction is just one of many that just raises a red flag in my eyes, and I'd like her to do a little more due diligence on it.
In regards to payroll, there's nothing that's outstanding as to any deductions that come out of anybody's paychecks to the state or the county or anything? That's all paid out?
I had noticed, every year, at the beginning, in January, you're supposed to bump up according to the health benefits plans. Of course, those rates go up every
Right.
year. You're supposed to bump up the employees' deductions. That hadn't happened, I noticed, in a couple years. So that got you a little bit behind the eight ball with what you were covering.
Right.
But that, I adjusted that in July. I'll have to adjust it again in January. Other than that, like I said, other than the 27 payroll, I didn't notice anything. I paid everybody's dues. I paid everybody's, third party, anything that they may have. So I'm still doing an analysis of the agency account. That's a little bit slow going at this point. Again, so much money was moved around at the beginning of the year to incorrect accounts that it's really hard to track a lot of things. But
16 will be better.
I'm trying.
No, you've been a blessing.
So
Okay.
the healthcare issue that they haven't been for the last couple of years, do we go back to the employees, or we just eat that along with the school for?
To me, my opinion, I don't think it's fair to go back to the employees
Okay.
because they didn't know. It
Did you
wasn't-
make the adjustment
I did make
in
it.
the payroll
Yes.
already?
July.
Okay.
Yes. So I don't think
And
it's
we
fair
had
to
one
go
in January
back.
too, so what happened?
But,
We had an adjustment in January, and so what happened with that money?
because you did,
Yeah,
Joan did that?
yeah,
Okay,
we had additional money taken out, there was an increase.
everyone.
Mm-hmm,
Wasn't it
Specifically,
January?
it like Barry
Yeah.
Overly, his was way off.
yeah,
Unless the plan could have been, you have to look at the plan,
mm-hmm.
so maybe she didn't have the right plan information. Maybe I don't, maybe I should look at that.
Yeah, we all have the same plan.
Is it still 30% towards the medical benefits?
It depends on what plan they choose and how much, it's really based on how much you make and what plan
Right.
you're in.
Yeah, we're all in the same plan, so it's just based on your salary.
Right.
That's what the
I'm not
deduction.
saying 30%.
So when do you get the new premium?
It'll be,
See, we got ours in early November.
That's out
You have to
already.
go online and get it.
That's
yeah.
online already.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right, so they should know with the first payroll,
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
the new deduction. Okay.
yeah.
Just to clear up for me, so, so the budget's not out of money. You're saying there are certain accounts in the budget that have been, they don't have enough funds, so you want to transfer money from accounts that have excess funds.
Correct.
So the budget itself is okay,
Yes.
you're not over budget, total budget, but certain accounts that have excess you want to move.
Yes.
Is that, okay, so let me sure I
There's still
understand.
2 weeks left, so
And you-
it's definitely going to be tight, and I'm hoping that we can get there. It's going to depend on, like, the last payroll, how much overtime and leaves there is. It's been a great year as far as road department. There's been no, excessive overtime, obviously, with snow plowing or anything like that, so it's going to be close.
And you can only do that the last month of the year, or was you able
Last
to?
2 months.
Last 2 months, okay. Okay, so this resolution, Jim, is resolution 2015-what?
80.
80?
In the book, yes.
The other items on the admin systems, have you been able to
I have
clean this up?
I have a call into them about, just so everybody knows, Jim had wanted me to, in the other towns I'm in, so few people have access, it's really just me, pretty much just me in my towns. It's set up a little bit different here with who has access to the system and what levels they have. And Edmonds has a menu basically of like, this access grants this person, this much authority. I need to call them to learn what that is, because I'm not familiar with that, so I do have a call into them.
Okay, so do we need to authorize you to straighten that out or make it right, so to speak?
What is the
It
perimeter?
depends on what you want done.
What is the
What are we
perimeter of
doing?
authority?
Well, I think we're cleaning up, you wanted the users purged out of there, right?
Yeah, like
That's
the
been done.
committee man. and stuff.
Committee man, old users that are no longer active, I want to make sure that, the proper rights for cutting POs is in the proper, right? And I got to believe what this is going to lead to is an amendment or a review of the 2014-01 or 2 ordinance for bill pay.
Okay.
All right. So when we came in, it was a very different situation, and we put that ordinance in place to cap things. We haven't enforced it with you because you have taken over the whole procurement for the township.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's a very positive thing that has occurred here. I want you to. This is for 16. It's not for now, but I think we would need to review that ordinance because right now we're not in compliance with it.
Okay.
But at least I'm okay with it because I want to ensure that the proper controls are in place. So I think what we need to do is give her authority to make sure that the proper controls are in place per her direction.
Yeah, let me go back to Edmonds, and I'll find out what all that entails, and then we can come back with it.
All right, so I'm done. You guys ready?
Yeah.
All right, so I'll make a motion to adopt resolution 2015 and 80. It's a transfer resolution in the amount of $179,000, $179,804.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Barclay?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Make another motion to authorize the CFO, I'm going to bundle it all in one. Make a motion to authorize the CFO to reconcile all the healthcare benefits and pensions and payroll for employees and township committee members, and also to implement the appropriate administrative requirements per the admin system.
Second?
Discussion. Roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes?
Kenya? Marson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know if I mentioned too, I think also what put this budget, what's making it so tight is, speaking of transfers, the first 3 months of the year, you're allowed to transfer around for the previous year's budget. What I saw was that all of, like, say, January bills that came in that were really supposed to be appropriated back in 2014 were actually charged to the 2015 budget. So, at this point, I certainly want to avoid the over expenditure, but I don't know how much time I want to take to look back at all those bills to see what, I'm going to look at the big ones to see what I can charge back in 2014 to try to free up some money.
Do you know how much that was?
I don't.
No.
And also capital and expense designations, because we've done a lot of capital work.
Yes, yep.
And that was just recent, I think, last half of the year.
But you'll have that ready for us when we start our budget, right? Because
Oh, yeah.
it should end up being a surplus for, you know, if you're going to charge back for 2014, something that we,
Right.
you know,
Whatever is remaining in the 2014 budget automatically goes to surplus.
For December 30th meeting, Wednesday, you can have where did we end up for 2015 spend? Pretty much nailed down.
Yes.
Excellent. All right, anything else for,
Do we want to, you said you're going to provide an accounting of what went from 2014 into 2015 budget? You don't need authorization in it? So you need any kind of authorization for that? No? To bring that up?
Process.
Okay.
that's your thing. I want to jump back and capture something from executive session. This was so I'll make a motion to authorize Mazzariti and Falcon.
Close enough.
Okay, sorry. And Carney, to discuss tax appeal with Polaris per the terms and conditions discussed in executive session.
And inland Western Marine? Or you're just doing
Yeah,
more
we tabled
Polaris?
that. We tabled Western.
Okay.
I'll second that motion.
Discussion, roll call?
Marqueta?
Yes?
Kenya?
yes.
Marson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. All right, one last thing, I wanted to bring up one individual. So I wanted to just give background here, and Marty, if you'd like, just before I move on, I wanted to take 10 minutes, all right, if we can limit it to that, just to give an overview. So, in the beginning, first quarter of this year, in March, the Township Committee moved 5-0 to look for a full-time township administrator, okay? This is just some background. So that has obviously changed, and by the time we conducted interviews and finished them, we ended up at a point where we said we don't need a full-time administrator, we need a part-time administrator. And then we shifted into a police director role. We conducted those interviews as well. So, change of the committee occurred. The new committee has now rescinded the police director position. But what we did was we combined or looked for a police director who also had the administrative background. So one of the lead candidate is with us tonight. So when we did rescind the ordinance, the police director ordinance, I reached out to it was 4 candidates that we had interviewed. I reached 3 of them. One was unreachable. All 3 of them were gracious, professional. Said if Greenwich ever needed anything, we could rely on them. And in addition to Marty, we also went into a discussion on, not township administrator, but more of a, well, I don't want to take his thunder away, but Marty, if you want to come up and give us 5 minutes, he has prepared his talking points, which all of you should have in front of you, as well as the, not only his resume and cover letter, but also the resume of all the other individuals that we interviewed. Okay. Go ahead, Marty. Is that microphone on? Will we be able to record Marty?
It's picking up.
Okay, good. Nice and loud, Marty. Sure that won't be...
Trying to stay behind the podium there.
Okay.
Good evening, gentlemen. I'm here on behalf of the mayor. I was looking at a function of efficiency. And when I mean by a function of efficiency, the last two reports that came reference to the police department, for the county prosecutor, and by a paid consultant, indicated a need for personnel. There was other items, too, that were added to that. My proposal is to assist the municipality in one, meeting those goals. Now, part of those goals is to hire individuals. But hiring police officers is not cheap. So how do you succeed in doing that without impacting the municipal budget? Well, this town right now, on the police department side, has no grant money coming in. And there are grant opportunities that need to be taken. The municipality in which I hired from, we received grant money every year starting in 1996. So there's money out there. The Safe and Secure Communities Funds, which will also affect part of what is in the report because it allows you to hire under the grant for police officers and civilians, as long as the civilian is taking the function of a police officer. So the function of that is to allow somebody to relieve the administrative duties to get on the road and have that person do it. That's one avenue for it. There's additional, which are the COPS program, which is a federal program, which is community-oriented policing services. That is available, but that is not as lucrative, and it also has a time constraint. Safe and Secure Communities under New Jersey does not have a cap, an end cap. COPS program does. COPS has 3 years, $25,000 a year, total $75,000 for each officer you hire, no civilians involved. Safe and Secure is the way to go. You have other programs that need to be integrated into there, where you could double dip basically on your vest replacement fund. You can apply for funds from the state and from the federal government. Because to a lot of people don't realize, a bulletproof vest does have an expiration. And that expiration is generally 5 years, depending on the manufacturer. So it should be cycled every 5 years. Now, I don't know how you guys work it, either if you have a uniform budget or if you have a uniform allowance for protected bulletproof vests for the police officers. But if the municipality pays for it, they can fund it through this. So what you will be allotted is 1/5 of a general cost. Now, generally, they don't give you the full value of a vest, but it's about 35 to 40% you will get. A vest is roughly, a good vest is going around $1,100. They'll give you anywhere between 5 and 7. But it's an offset. And what I'm looking here is going through items that allow you to offset increased costs. So whatever impact you're going to have to take, or if you're willing to take, it is reduced. Therefore, reducing the exposure to taxpayers. Now, these budget or grant cycles come through periodically. They're not all the time at the same time. So this will probably take about 18 months before you're fully vested in the program, because they have different cycles. You have to go through it, and it's approvals. You could also look, and there's other opportunities. DOT puts out grants all the time. Your attorney here for the engineering department knows streets, bridges, but besides that, there's other opportunities. Some municipalities qualify for what's called the safe corridors. My municipality did. For 10 years, we received $72,000 a year because we were part of safe corridors. That bought 2 police cars at no cost to the municipality every year for 10 years. It has now dropped down to under $10,000, but that was the governor changing the actual formula. But for 10 years, it was $72,000 a year coming in. You have DOT grants, which is also, you have ticket or click-it. You have sober driving. There's another of federal initiatives. The federal initiatives that need to be applied for come directly to the municipality, once you're approved. It is a flat rate. It is not a rate subject to contract. It's $50 an hour. They go out and they issue tickets, they do their programs. Where the municipality benefits on the back end for revenues from the court system. So these grants coming in, yes, they benefit the officers, but they also benefit the municipality because through the back end, if you increase in a single month your ticket ratio by 1,000 tickets, 500 tickets, 100 tickets, regardless, you're picking up that much more revenue. And if it's budgeted out with these grants coming in on a yearly basis, you can offset that as an offset for your appropriation for your courts. You have anticipated revenue coming for the court system that's fixed into your budget. So when you do your budget, you say the court's supposed to bring in X dollars. Well, this allows you to add onto that number, so therefore you can anticipate more revenue coming in. So those items are important to go through. Just going through little items. The DCA grants from New Jersey coming in at municipality. I don't know what you guys apply for. Open space grants, recreation grants. As part of your open space on your open space tax, you have certain items that you can use it for other than just open space. Shared services. User fees. We had a unique situation in the municipality where I was in where we partnered with the Board of Education. Our head of our DPW was also the head custodian for the Board of Education. So we split his salary in half because he had the certifications to do both. Our janitorial service was come with the Board of Ed custodians. So therefore, it never left the municipality. You're maximizing the taxes that the residents are paying by keeping it in the municipality instead of giving outside contracts. So we have to start looking at this as outside the box of partnering, especially with the Board of Ed, because the reality is in just about every municipality, the Board of Ed takes 60 to 65 cents per dollar of your tax dollar goes directly to the Board of Ed. The municipality gets probably one of the lowest shares of it. So you have to look where the money is going and how you can use this to benefit the municipality. What's missing, I see in your handbook, you have something called moonlighting, or we call it extra duty for police officers. There's no mention in there, which is a common occurrence for an administrative fee and a vehicle fee. So police officers working for private contractors right now are billing through the municipality. So once the contractor pays the municipality, the CFO is processing those paychecks and then adding over. But nobody's compensating her for her actions. Police officers are using police cars when they do this. Nobody's compensating the municipality for the gas and the use of the vehicle. So it is quite common. And those administrative fees add up are usually about $7.50 an hour, and the gas is usually in between $5 and $10 an hour for car use. Now, if you look at, you have major projects coming in where there's going to be a prolonged use of this, those monies could be add up. Those monies are also an unanticipated revenue source at the end of the year, because you don't know what the dollar figure is. So, therefore, if you have this as a chunk of money, say you have $10,000, $15,000 at the end of the year that comes in on these fees, that could be used in the last 2 months of the year to plug a hole if needed on unanticipated funds. Now we have to make it work, and this is where the tricky part comes in. You need to take a single individual or possibly a liaison, whoever you want to designate needs to be a single source designee for this. You can't run where the reports have indicated the communication breakdown was immense between the Township Committee and the police department.
Excuse me, sir. Are you basically doing an administrative standpoint from the town side, or you're talking specifically about the police department?
I'm getting into the town. I'm leading into, there's also going to be the functions of the town with the handbook, your ordinances, in other functions too.
Right, I mean, because
We
we had the reports read to us about the police department from the prosecutor's office and also the one that was conducted that the town paid for,
Correct.
and the deficiencies with the cops stuff and like that. And we have an officer that is assigned to do the grants for the police department, for the vest funds and the cops fast and cops programs.
These are items that were unknown to me, because when I had spoken in the report, it's not listed in either report that you're receiving grant money from any of those locations.
Right, well, the vest replenished fund is being done, right? So there's...
Many of the things you're talking about have already been,
Yeah, it's already been
have done for
implemented,
years
so-
up here, for the administrative costs and everything.
I'm not from this municipality, I'm not from this county.
But was the research done
The
prior
best
to you
grants,
coming
well, everybody,
here?
you know.
Excuse me?
Was your research done prior to coming here
My
as to
research
what
was
we
based on the
have?
2 reports that were issued. I was not afforded the opportunity to go into your town records because that wasn't part of the function of it.
Okay,
This
so,
was a short notice issue of coming in and saying, okay, what can I look at by looking at all of the information forwarded to me, which was the handbook that was forwarded to me, and also the 2 reports that were forwarded to me. No other documentation was given at that point. So I was looking at what is in those reports, what's in the existing document, and then basing it upon what I'm doing now. Now, if there's more beyond that, then fantastic, then you're on the exact right track. But that was not listed in the Blue Line report, and the prosecutor did not touch onto that section of that report.
but what are we trying to accomplish here with, I understand with coming here, and I thank you for coming here, but what are you trying to accomplish with, in regards to this, telling us, explain the reports to us, or are you trying to look for a job for the administration end of everything, or are you...
Well, what the point would be is to come in and to assess the way the town is running as per what is proposed, if there's something needed, and then if you do have the qualified people, fine. If you don't have the qualified people, then I can assist people in becoming qualified into doing that. And I'm, especially on the police department side, because of my background, is do you have the administrative abilities on the police department side right now to do the policies and procedures, to do the police manual, to run it in an efficient function without touching Title 40, which is running the police department, to assist them and mentor to go forward.
So
As a
basically,
consultant,
you're gonna run our
very
town.
Huh?
You're gonna run the town then, as telling us what to do as to the
No,
area.
I think you're saying as a consulting,
As a consultant.
Is what you're
It would
saying.
be, it'd be exactly, it would be coming in and assisting. It would be, I would have no
I
legislative,
understand
no
that, but
authority.
he's coming in under consulting atmosphere. with
Yes,
everything.
so
What's that gonna
so-
cost us?
Well, it's number one, do we have a need, do we have an interest in all of this?
Absolutely.
And not
if
only
you don't
can
want
you-
me to be here, I'll leave now.
And not only can you do the police end of it, but you can also assist with the handbook, with the employee handbook, okay?
And the handbook goes hand in hand where you have to do this ordinance. The ordinance has to comport with the handbook.
And, we've had some issues with the handbook and the interpretation of it and whatnot, and I think what Marty is indicating here is that he can come in and work for this committee in a consultative manner and give us insights, and not only that, but mentor and train our employees. We're looking to do some training.
Got a question on the handbook, though.
Yeah.
We have a labor attorney, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So isn't the labor attorney responsible for making sure that the handbook conforms to any ordinances?
The way the handbook is written is the models are submitted from the Public Insurance Commission, the models. They reviewed for compliance for exposure for things that are not in our book that should be in our book. So they provide the model provisions to go into the handbook. There are some issues in the handbook presently right now with an issue of insurance, retirement insurance.
But we have a labor
And there
attorney.
are some things like that. But every 2 years, it's reviewed, and it was done in 14, and the labor attorney reviewed the book for compliance and signed off on it and submitted it to Pace.
Okay, so
So
we have
it's
an
due again in
issue.
16,
We have an issue.
yes,
Labor attorney signed off on it.
Yeah.
So labor attorney missed something.
okay, and that's,
So
and not
is
knowing...
the issue that the labor attorneys, and we could talk about this another time, but
Not knowing that there's different chapters for health benefits through the state, because that's who we're in, that we do not have. So that should not have been in the book.
okay.
So that's, that's an issue that we have.
So just to wrap it up, my point is that
Mhm.
just we have a labor attorney handles the employee handbook, probably best place for that to be handled.
I
But I
prepared
think
it with the
you're proposing
insurance
something else. You're proposing a consultant coming in to look at it,
Well, why
but
don't you get to your end game here, Marty, with regards to, what it is that you're looking to do or offer to the township, and then we can sit back and table this, we can discuss it, we can go further with Marty now that he's in the room, or do whatever we choose to deal with this. So, go ahead.
The end game is reviewing the handbook. The township clerk/administrator has 2 full-time jobs being done by one person right now. And it is to relieve her on projects that I would be able to assist in so she can do her statutory requirements. That's where I was brought in to basically help with. I can help with the police department because I have the background in the police department. I haven't had no action. It would have to be a collaborative agreement to work with. I've done policies and procedures for 20 years. I have samples. I have the ability for him or her or whoever it is to write according to CALEA standards. That will help down the road for the police department and for the municipality on the liability side. Because in the policies and procedures, you can cut and paste from the Attorney General's office, but it doesn't cover everything that is needed. There's other things that actions that take care of that happen locally that need to be done in a policy that is going to withstand the court challenge. I'm just coming in with policies and procedures that have already been challenged as a larger municipality with over a lot more logistical issues, bringing them with me and teaching and going over and setting a set of things for not just the existing chief, but for the hierarchy in the department. So if in fact that person retires, you have it. Now, right now, with the situation that occurred, right or wrong, I wasn't part of it. I don't even know all that went on with the firing of the present chief. But then there was a void that occurred. Well, there shouldn't be a void. There should always be backup. You should always have people in the pipe that can take each other's job. It's redundancy. That is where the learning curve. This is where the mentoring comes in. So it's not one individual. You have multiple individuals that are taught the same thing. So you have redundancy. So the department runs efficiently. You can have a department right now where a chief can have a medical issue and is out for 6 months. Do you have the ability for another person to step in right now? You might. I don't know. I don't know these people. But if you don't, you need to. And that's part of the assessment to look at. How do you have enough redundancy for it to fall forward? With the municipal clerk. If the municipal clerk was to have a health issue and was out for 6 months or a year, then what would you do? That's where the redundancy of getting people involved, getting people breaking up projects, and using the professionals that are here to go out and do it correctly.
What's the set, I mean, you're saying bring your own department, your policies and everything else to the town. Why can't we just go out and get a copy of your manual from the town that you worked in and bring it in and start reading it and reviewing it? Why do we have to pay you to do all this stuff?
Be my guest.
Yeah, it just seems like, I don't think we really need a consultant to do all this, because we have people that are here in place already that could assist and do this stuff, and I don't think we really need it. That's my personal opinion.
We're not bending arms here.
Right.
I think
I
think at the end of the day,
you come here and you have
I was asked to
55,
be here,
yeah, I know, you have 55 years of police experience sitting right here, so.
and that has 31 here.
Exactly. So we
And
also,
he also
Administrative level.
has 20 on an administrative level, and if you look at, some of the things that we do here, there is this burden that's being placed upon us from state regulations and whatnot, and we have one individual to handle it all, and it's a difficult task. And, as we move down the pike, I felt I had to bring Marty in to lay this out for you guys to see if you want to partake in it now or next year.
I don't foresee it, because I think we have the proper people that are coming up right now. I mean, we have the best programs, we have all this stuff that's going on right now. You're talking an administrator in the office, how about maybe the deputy clerk first to assist everything else, because this is going to be a high-paid position, either by a consultant or by another staff member coming on. And why do we need somebody that's gonna be an administrator over the police department in regards to department policies and procedures, when it's the chief's, up to the chief to set the department policies and
We're not
procedures?
putting any title on this. This is not an administrator, it's not a police director, he's just a consultant. That's all.
Right, as a consultant for the police department, where you have a deputy chief right now that can go out and start to rebuild the department, and once we settle everything that's going on now with the department itself, we can start to rebuild it with the chief, and we use the chief of the police association for the county.
But let's not hold the chief up here all
Yeah,
night.
right, yeah, no, I understand that.
You have,
If you're
you
done,
guys have any
let's
other
let him
questions
go.
for Marty?
Let it go.
Yeah.
Now, I guess
We gotta go.
what I'm saying here is maybe it's a matter of qualifications. So you have the deputy chief, or whoever's, the chief, and then you have his long years of experience and qualifications that you could tap into that. I mean, it looks like that's something that you were trying to get across, that we have someone that has many, many years of administrative
He
experience.
comes to the table to help leapfrog us into whatever it is this new committee wants to do down the road. He is simply an extension of this committee.
It's just a resource, and we have to decide whether or not we want to use it.
It's a he's a resource, and you have
Yeah.
good qualifications, but
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
we can get all that free through the
Yeah.
County Chiefs
That's fine.
Association, the prosecutor's office,
Yeah.
so, I mean, why hire somebody to do it? Yeah, as far as the police department goes.
Well,
The other side, the administrative
It's
side.
also the administrative background that he has.
That's what the other
He's
components.
stressing more towards the police, and I don't feel it's necessary, in my personal opinion.
All right.
Thank you, folks.
Thanks for your time.
Marty, thank you for your time.
Have a good night.
Take care. Okay. We have 3 resolutions in Environmental Commission, and we will bring us back on time. So, for farmland preservation, tab 4, we have resolution 77, 78, and 79, right? Tab 4, yes. Couple pages back.
I only had one question, and I know I can't vote on these, but on Resolution 79, take a look at the first page.
It does say Franklin.
Yeah, what's up with the Franklin?
Because they need to have, according, when I read this, they need to have our agreement, because the other parcels are so close. Because I looked at that and saw, at first I thought it was a typo, because it did say Franklin, but because of the fact that the South Farm, Block 18, Lot 3, and Block 19, which is in Greenwich Township, and then 41-1 and whatever is in Franklin. These are the two, and they're classifying this as, there's 3 different tiers that they have. They have the South Farm, the East Farm, and the West Farm. So the South Farm is a joint, it has Greenwich and Franklin combined. So Franklin is going to have to do the same resolution that says Franklin Township and Greenwich, because it's piece of parcel that is in 2 towns.
Okay.
I think Jonathan Drill explained that last time.
Yeah.
Duplicate.
Yeah, I wasn't doing that one.
I was just,
Yeah.
that's right, yeah, you want.
Yeah, but it was right on the property line, so
Right.
it's like each one had to do the same one.
We'll do this in one motion, or 3?
No, we'll do 3 separate ones.
I was just going to say, our office typically advises that when there is a potential for conflict of interest, as the one that you've described, that the case law on that topic is not just voting, but is providing an opportunity for a discussion on the topic as well. And because when you adopt the resolutions on a first and a second, there is an opportunity for a discussion, we usually request that that person would leave the room. Yes.
I was just going to put you down in the queue.
No, we've done that in the past with other things, the person that had to leave.
Thank you, Bill. Sit in the little boys' room, right? Okay, so, this is great news here. So, we have approximately 325 acres,
27.
327, thank you for the math, Frank, acres going into farmland preservation, so, through the county, in conjunction with the county. So, this is quite an accomplishment for the open space team that pulled this off. So I will make the motion to adopt Resolution 2015-77, granting approval of the purchase of development easement rights by the County of Warren on the O'Dowd West Farm, Block 16, Lot 6 in Greenwich Township, consisting of approximately 109.9 acres, in the amount of $615,440.
I'll make the motion.
Jim made the
I
motion.
made it.
No, I'll second.
So Frank will second.
Frank seconds it. Discussion? Roll call?
Marqueta?
Yes.
Varsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. I'll make the motion for Resolution 2015-78, granting approval of the purchase of development easement by the County of Warren on the O'Dowd East Farm, Block 17, Lots 1 and 2 in Greenwich Township, and Block 40, Lot 1 in Franklin Township, consisting of 95.79 acres in the amount of $603,477.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Varsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. And I'll make a motion for Resolution 2015-79, granting approval of the purchase of development easement by the County of Warren on the O'Dowd South Farm, Block 18, Lot 3, and Block 19, Lot 1 in Greenwich, and Block 41, Lot 1, and Block 42, Lot 1 in Franklin Township, consisting of approximately 121.54 acres in the amount of $790,010.
Second.
Discussion. Roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Varsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Is there any other CFO-related stuff?
Mm.
Mike, Brett, you guys have any?
I don't think so.
I'm sorry? No. Anything for Kathy, CFO? Oh,
No.
if not, are you going to stay here? You're in your office, or are you going to?
I'm definitely at home.
Okay.
Thank you.
Very good. Yeah, I didn't want to hold you up all night. I wanted to get through the O'Dowd stuff. Environmental Commission is doing the Christmas tree disposal January 9th and 16th. This is where we collect the trees. We've been doing 150, I think, every Christmas. About 150 Christmas trees. So I think we need a motion to advertise this in the Greenwich Gazette for January 9th and 16th. Those are both Saturdays from 9 to 12 in the morning.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Discussion? Roll call?
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Varsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay. Well.
How do you want me to do the monthly report?
It's just a motion. Everybody has reviewed the monthly report from the police department. So it's just a motion to accept that.
Make a motion to accept the monthly report for the police department for, December, or I'm sorry, November.
Second. Discussion? To
Just
accept
accept
the
the-
police department monthly reports.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Varsney?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes. Okay, anything else?
Mm,
If not, no.
I have two things on here, Open Space Committee and the Farmland Preservation Committee. And then I want to just make a comment about the school board. Right now, these committees are combined with the Land Use Board, and
No.
are they
No.
functioning committees?
So a bit of background
Mm-hmm.
on what occurred with the Open Space Committee. So coming into this year, we decided to do a review, an operational review of, since we have combined the Land Use Board in 2014, okay, so we took two boards and combined them into one. We felt it necessary to review open space and farmland and Farmland Preservation and the Agricultural Committee, I think is what we call it.
Agricultural Advisory Committee, I think is technical.
Thank you. So, what we decided to do, because there was some communication and directional gaps, is we went out and got, they were here for executive session, Spinelli and Pinto firm in here to help with the open space consultation. Elaine and Tom were spearheading this, and in I gotta believe in the April timeframe, I think there were some health issues, and we were also reaching out to Recreation, because we wanted to combine their needs, their future projections, and we knew they had needs, but they weren't the needs that were getting through to us. And there were also health issues on Recreation, as we know. So both of those things came to a halt, and then we reconstituted ourselves, and here we are today.
So going forward, do you feel we need to have a committee made up of residents and, township committee people?
Me personally?
Well,
I've always believed in open space. And I dealt with this very lightly from the standpoint that Elaine and Tom were dealing with it. But if you're asking me what's my own personal opinion, yeah, no, we need open space. We need those committees filled. However, I think what we need to do is take the direction or insights of Spinelli and Pinto and take that into consideration along the same lines as Marty. It's very, very transparent here. So I think getting those guys in here and giving us advice, what do we do? But yeah, I mean, we have gains.
Yeah, well, one of the things Open Space Committee did in the past was to help rank the most important farms that the town wants to target.
Right.
And usually the consultants will work with the Open Space Committee, because a lot of the ranking is dependent on whether or not, obviously, the farmer wants to, if you want to sell the easements. But I think we're thinking about doing a re-ranking, so I think probably it is a good idea to, reform that committee.
Mike, what you can call for?
Absolutely, I think it would be important to have a committee of probably a cross-section of some township committee, land use board, and of course your consultants, Spinelli and Pinto. I have some occasional interaction, mapping and so forth, but just from a historical perspective, if nothing else, with some of the properties. But no, there's the target list, and that list fluctuates from time to time based upon other pressures, maybe development pressures. We haven't seen that in a while, so that's really been off the map. But yeah, it's an ad hoc committee. They typically met once a month for, very often, before hour, 2 hours, maybe. If there's nothing going on, you cancel the meetings, no harm done. So yeah, no, I would think it's a good idea. I think it's been very helpful in the past to move our open space program along, which has done very well, as we all know. And we preserved a lot of land over.
Yeah, and I think in terms of the membership, and what I had asked Frank Pinto earlier on, when I was talking with him, he was going to go talk to John Drill regarding the ordinances. And now with the new land use board, how can we populate, what is the requirement? Like if you look at land use board, right, you have class 1, 2, 3, and 4 members. You have different types of members and special members. One member also exists on environmental for that continuity. So you got to look at that. All right, we haven't really gotten to that point. But I would throw out there, I don't think we have recreation as a representative on any of those boards. And I know I was talking with the former president, Mark Hellman, earlier in the year, and we said, look, we need to get together. You have requirements. They're not what we're hearing, but you have other requirements. What are they, and what can we do with these funds, if anything, okay, down the road? We never got to that point. Mark had
Yeah, but
health
that,
issue.
that's interesting, because we actually had meetings, and we sat down, with Mark, Elaine was involved, of course, Jim, I don't remember if you
I
sat
was
down
not.
with those. And,
I was,
this
is this year?
yeah, early this year.
Yeah, okay, good, so
And-
what's happening?
And with some existing preserved parcels the township already has control over,
Yes.
look to, okay, satisfy some of the rec requirements as far as additional soccer fields, field hockey, so forth. We had actually gotten, as we didn't get that far into it, they come up with some quickie little concept plans and whatnot. And then, boy, I don't remember, but it just kind of died, you know, it really just...
How long ago was
You
this
had a
like?
la- Yeah, it was earlier this...
Spring, this spring?
It was before Mark and
Of
Elaine.
course, you remember the famed municipal, park.
Oh,
Yeah, no, that came later on.
No.
That came later on.
No, that came, yeah.
Yeah, no,
Many
that's
years ago.
before, yeah, that was before this. I'm talking about the...
Oh, another
yeah,
meltdown. All right, yeah.
yeah.
All right, so, I mean, I guess to your point, you had identified, and now I recall, you had identified some properties, and we did not get to closure because of what happened with not only, with health situations on
both sides.
on both sides.
Yeah, exactly.
Um,
Yeah, we had...
No, I know you-
Not probably. I suspect we have some preliminary sketches that we started working on that really doesn't just...
I know you do. Now I remember, because I was talking with Elaine about this, and we had identified some
Yeah,
properties.
right
So,
off the back end of the elementary school.
Yes.
Right back into the upper...
yeah,
part of the
and there's
hill
also
farm,
municipally owned
The
land.
back end.
We also
Yep.
have municipally owned land, which, what we should do is, if you guys want, set something up for next year. And you gotta know, you gotta know.
We're gonna form a community room, right? Set up a committee.
Yeah, open
Yeah,
space,
okay.
yeah, with somebody from rec.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll have to put it on an agenda for one of the meetings.
Right,
Everybody bring some names, you know.
and maybe
And then we'll have to-
contact Spinelli and, you know,
Set up.
Yeah,
for
but
a
you
meeting.
get the overview, I think Mike needs to be, now, let's say open space, not to be confused with the COA. COA
Oh,
housing.
no.
We're just doing
Oh,
about this,
no,
we've
no,
got
no.
farmland.
Okay.
what's that? Be open space.
No,
Open
no,
space.
no.
And then we have the, farmland ad hoc committee, whatever you
The
call
ag
it.
committee.
Ag committee. That has to be made up of farmers, what's somebody was saying, or?
There was some statutory requirements relative to who would constitute that, and
Doris
as it
Raymond.
belongs, was it?
Doris
a
Raymond,
drill?
David Hamlin,
With the
Dawn
three
Marie
farmers'
Condos.
names? Actually, there's a young lady in the audience who probably answered the question. No, and
So, you said it was some kind of a requirement, yet we didn't have it this year, so I'm confused.
Should we have that committee as
no,
well?
no, what, it's,
It's a statutory requirement or no?
no,
No,
The ag
I don't think
committee,
I said that.
No, he was referring to, who could be on it, is
The makeup of
a
it.
statute.
Yes, the requirement that goes on. You don't have to have it. If
okay.
you have it,
okay.
that, it tells you who can be on it, but you don't have to have one.
Okay.
Farmers,
2/3 farmers,
1/3.
1/3 civilians.
But those same people could also be on this open space committee too.
Well, that's where you need, drill. Drill would be the one to answer that.
Yeah, we can do that.
You want drill from well, drill and perhaps township, I don't know. But you would want your land use attorney to comment on who can be in these roles, so you don't have a conflict. That's all. You know, you don't have someone on open space also whipping out the master plan that's gonna favor his open space. Okay, something to have to agree.
I just think we need to get these committees started because, you know, we have Peaburg and Lopat with that industrial park, and they're saying all this growth in this area. I don't want to be caught off guard where somebody's going to come in and try to snag up something, you know, so that's just my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point. So how do we move forward from here to get this going?
I think what you look for is you want to reconstitute those committees. You get Spinelli, and you get advisement from Spinelli and Finelli, and drill.
Fine law.
Or an engineering firm.
And you first need the backing of, okay, what can I do? Okay, and then what should I do, given, we got a lot of money tied up with this stuff. This is, there's a lot of funds there. And then you need your requirements, okay, who needs what? You need to do the outreach with recreation, pull them in and understand what their needs are.
Okay, so I think we need to bring these people in
Yeah.
to our next meeting.
Not to the closeout.
Not the, no, and probably not the reorg either.
Not
Not
the
the
reorg.
reorg or the closeout, but
Yeah.
the first regular meeting, I guess, in January.
I don't think so, yeah.
And in between now and then, you can get background on this stuff. I mean, that's what the professionals are there to do. They're gonna give you insights and help you define the framework for the committees.
The only other thing I had is, I attended a school board meeting last night, and they had some very good results on the new park test that was making the headlines the last year or so. We replaced NJS, and we excelled in pretty much all grade levels. A couple little areas that they're going to look at, but we exceeded the state elementary schools by far, as well as there's about 12 states that took the park test. The only thing they're waiting for now is, we're in District I, and we don't have the individual I districts to compare with. But overall, they're very happy with the results. And I thought I had the high school first marking period results somewhere, but we're about 1/3 of the school population, and I think we have 2/3. We had very high results in the high honors and the honor roll, so we're doing a good job over there. So that's about it.
Excellent. Mr. Parsons?
First thing I have on here is the employee handbook regarding retirement benefits upon, health benefits upon retirement. An issue's been brought to my attention about this, so first thing I'd like to do is, can we have the township attorney, well, I don't even know if we need attorney review. I think we should at least strike from the handbook the paragraph that says, after 25 years, you're entitled to health benefits. And I think we should, as soon as possible, hand it out, have them sign a receipt for it, and have that page inserted in the handbook. I don't think we have to redo the whole handbook, to avoid future issues with that. Secondly, I was hoping Frank would be here, I forgot that he was off, but could we have him address a letter to prior retirees explaining why they are not entitled to them, if they retired while that was in the handbook?
We can authorize whatever you want.
Well, that's what I'd like to do. I think if somebody leaves and they're not going to get them, they deserve at least a letter explaining why they're not getting the benefits.
Yeah, I understand that. And I think it was explained, but,
Well,
if I'm wrong,
Well, when I heard it, a letter has never been sent exactly, explaining our points of law and why you're not entitled to it. I think at least the person is entitled to that, so is it something?
yeah, but we did authorize you to contact the individual and explain
You didn't authorize me to do this. Absolutely not.
with the fact that it wasn't there was a different contract in
Frank
place.
Yeah.
Frank was to
Yeah,
deal
one
with,
county.
attorney.
Have to be the attorney.
I recall we had given you the ability to do it.
Now, when was that?
I think when it came up, May, June?
May or June?
I don't know. Well, I thought it was like August,
Okay,
the
well,
first date I saw
I'll go
this.
back and I'm gonna check May
But
to the president.
Regardless of whether he has an attorney or not, as a retired employee, he's entitled to a letter.
I like your approach, and,
I'm not calling.
So do I have to do this by motion to change that handbook?
Can I-
Okay, go ahead.
Can I address Kim responding? So even if that was
Yeah.
made as a motion, I don't think Kim should be the one
No, I
responding.
think-
It should be our attorney.
Today, we should explain it at the points of law and why he's not entitled to it, and then let him take that to an attorney, that's what he's
Or
going to choose.
or just a letter and sign, I don't think you need even a phone
It shouldn't
call.
be a town administrative problem, it should be a
Yeah.
town attorney's problem,
what's your, the interpretation of the handbook is,
done by the attorney.
and that's why you also have an administrator.
But the attorney's the one that
To put
strictly...
that issue to bed before.
Okay, excuse me,
So
let me
Brent,
just say,
the
okay,
attorney-
the township administrator does put the handbook together in conjunction with the township attorney, and usually two people on the township committee for, policies and procedures. After it's all been reviewed, it's presented to the township committee for adoption. We take the models from the insurance company, we go through that, we go through all of the other wording and things, and there's usually 2 people as a subcommittee that works on the employee thing. After it's done, it's reviewed by the township attorney and signed off. It was done in 14, it's due to be done again in 16. So for right now, the motion should be made to remove that one section off of there effective immediately, so that's off of there. And then when we go to update this employee manual, it can be revised according to public insurance and any type of policies and procedures the township wants to change.
Okay. So, why don't you put your motion out?
So first, I want to make a motion that we remove the paragraph under health benefits upon retirement from the employee handbook. I think it's on page 31.
Right.
We remove that one paragraph explaining that.
I'll second.
Okay.
Discussion? Roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Marson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
I should have included,
A
you're going
second
to...
motion to
No,
authorize.
now you do second motion
Okay.
for the letter.
Authorize,
I'm going to well, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to second, but there was something I want to go back on. But anyway,
Okay.
second motion I'm going to make, that a letter be sent to any employees already retired,
Okay.
explaining why they're not entitled to benefits upon retirement,
From?
from the
Township attorney.
township attorney.
Right.
I think we can limit that to this year's retirements.
Yeah,
Okay.
well...
I'll make that motion as amended, or second it.
Okay.
Can,
So,
I'll wait for the
discussion.
discussion, okay.
Well, we'll give it a second.
I made it, you
You made it?
seconded it,
I
so
seconded
So,
it. Discussion.
here's my discussion. Like an attorney opinion on that, it's kind of like you're giving people ideas of something that they may have missed, and they want to join a lawsuit. I'm just worried about, possible
What,
lawsuits.
changing it now?
No, contacting,
Well, that's why I want the attorney to do it.
that's what I'm saying, that I don't feel comfortable voting on it until I hear an attorney say that this is a good idea or not.
No.
Because I'm worried about, people not even considering litigation now, hey,
You got exposure, so...
you got exposure, I just want to get an
Well, we
opinion,
already
that's
have
all.
exposure now.
Wasn't it on for 25 years?
We have exposure now for what? For not sending a letter?
No.
No, so we took care of that exposure, right? We removed it. So now we're talking about sending a letter, and I'm concerned about that opening up exposure or not. That's the only thing.
Okay, so you're going to have to wait until you get an explanation from the attorney before the
My
letter goes
opinion,
out?
that's just my opinion.
Okay, I mean,
Brent, did you have something to say?
I was going to say, you could also make it just subject to attorney approval.
Okay.
yeah. And he's up to snuff on this. I've had discussions with him, so I mean,
All right, so I'm
he knows
okay if you wanna
what
revise
the
the
points
motion.
are, but I mean, but if you don't feel comfortable,
I mean, so can I revise the motion, or we have to?
No, we have to take a
Take a
roll
vote?
call on
Okay.
this.
Well, can't Bob amend the motion?
Well, it's a letter from Township Attorney to former employees.
Let's just vote no, redo it. Do it.
All right.
Discussion, so roll call.
Marqueta?
No.
Kenya?
No.
Marson?
no.
Spencer?
No.
Adams?
Nope.
Okay, Bob.
Now we're going to make the
To
motion
refine it.
that we send a letter explaining why an employee is not entitled to health benefits upon review by the township attorney and his approval.
Thank you.
Because he's
I will second that. Discussion, roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Marson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Yes.
Adams?
Yes.
Okay. One other thing, okay. Joe, you going to do your own report, or we just want us to make a motion to accept that? Your monthly report?
My report should be in.
Okay.
You send it.
So I make a motion that we accept the DPW monthly report from the supervisor.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Marson?
Yes.
Spencer?
Right.
Adams?
Yes.
I do have one question for you, Joe. I saw where we bought salt, we had 3 deliveries. The first one was like 3,200 a ton, or delivery, and then we had 2 that were 10,000. How come, is this an increase because it was closer to winter or something, or?
What, delivered salt?
Yeah. The salt,
I got ordered 200 tons, it should have been.
okay.
Contract $67.12.
Okay, so the price is the same on all the tons?
Correct.
Okay.
It's a matter of difference in the tons. We,
Okay.
first day or so, first billing cycle, I received 8 loads up and 2 came a week, so,
Okay. Okay. And also, I don't know if I should bring this up now or under old business, but I'd like to have an ordinance to repeal the ordinance for the police director's position. Just that motion last month wasn't enough. When you guys are interested, let me know.
Guys,
I'm sorry.
Brent will explain that.
Yeah. I think,
So,
okay.
I was just going to say, when you adopt an ordinance, the way to repeal an ordinance is with another ordinance. You cannot repeal an ordinance with a lesser form, either, you can't repeal it by either motion or resolution. It must be repealed by way of ordinance.
So we need an ordinance to repeal the ordinance for the police director.
At the last meeting, you guys made a motion to,
repeal.
repeal the,
Just by a
you
motion
just did a
here.
motion.
And they did it by ordinance.
That doesn't do anything. You
Okay,
need to
so,
have an ordinance.
Can we have the first reading? Okay.
Yes, you can.
Tonight, we can have the first
Yes.
reading, and then on the 30th, second.
Yes.
But does it have to be done in the same year?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes,
The
10 days.
17th, and we have a meeting on the 30th.
provided she gets it to the newspaper tomorrow.
I'll send it to paper tomorrow, so Bob, you would
That's
read by
close.
title only.
With the ordinance to repeal, that's all right?
Mhm.
Yeah. I'd like to make a motion to, for an ordinance to repeal the ordinance.
Well, this is a first reading.
Okay, first reading of it? Okay. Of the ordinance to repeal an ordinance 2015-05 entitled Creation of the Position of Police Director for the Township of Greenwich Township Police Department.
Okay.
Second.
That's Bob made the motion.
Discussion?
So I abstained on this original one, and I have enough information. I was just put on the board that night.
Okay.
I'm going to continue to abstain on this.
And you do have a handwritten copy, just so the record's clear, you do have a handwritten copy of the ordinance.
I have one here.
Hillary?
You did that?
This is a
Just
handwritten
now.
copy of an ordinance.
Yes, for first reading.
Roll call.
Marqueta,
Abstain.
Kenya,
Yes.
Worsney,
Yes.
Spencer,
Yes.
Adams.
Nope.
Okay, anything else, Bob?
Nope, I think that's it.
Michael?
Sent out my report, Monday, I believe. And especially for the newer members of the committee, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time. The report format's changed a bit, but if anybody would like to see it different, a little more, we've modified this a lot over time. I tried, when I put the no changes last month's report, it's just a repeat, just kind of a placeholder item. But please, feel free for some constructive criticism. All right, only a few items to discuss tonight. One, and this is just a plan to see going into next year, since we kind of got a little fouled up this year with the roadway improvement work that had been budgeted. That will now carry over into 2016 with some additional roads that were already set up to be budgeted next year. So next year's program should be a pretty nice, aggressive program. We should probably get a bunch of roads done. And we should probably look to put that out to bid somewhat early on in the year so we can maybe do a nice late spring, early summer award. So that's just, again, plan to see.
Now, Mike, on that, I don't know if I read it here or somewhere, Washington Street and Greenwich Street, is that in for some type of repaving?
No, you're thinking of
If I think we repave it now,
the
then we have
DOT
the...
grant applications that we made earlier this
Okay.
year, which we haven't heard anything on.
Okay.
So, no,
You worried about the sewer
that
project?
plan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it? That's the one up on the web.
That's the plan, it's on the website, that's a nice color map. It went through, was based upon the roadway evaluation assessment we did at the very beginning of last year, ranked all the roads from worst to best, and we then went ahead and kind of did a little, a breakdown of each year, starting 2015 going into 2020 of what we'll try to get accomplished.
Mhm.
Well, unfortunately, 2015, with what happened at the end of the year, there was no
Mhm.
committee available to award any contract. So, basically, what I think we're going to do, we have to get confirmation from the auditor and the CFO that the monies are in place, that the 2015 and 2016 roads, we'll put them all out to bid this year, in 2016. And, yeah, but it's all color-coded, you can see what roads we're proposing, and that's based upon, again, all our report, the roadway improvement report, which maybe, you know what?
They have it.
Do you have it?
I don't have it.
You know what?
No. You can resend it.
Yeah, let me resend it for all you guys, because it was packed full of info, and it's gonna be the basis of, subsequent discussions. It resulted in that map, and you're gonna hear me talk about it. So, yeah, let me send it, I'll make a note, I'll send it to you. Christmas Eve, maybe I'll send it to you, so that's something.
Something good?
Something to chew on, you'll know every crowd.
Okay. All right.
And,
2-1 road. Finally, thank goodness, done. The DOT pointed out that they didn't have warning mats on the sidewalk that intersects with 519, which we did nothing to. We did nothing, there was nothing. But because it was technically close to the roadway, they weren't going to close out the project. Called up the county engineer, who we all know is a prior employee of mine, very good relationship. Bill was very good about, I'll take care of it. It got taken care of, he got the county guys to go out, put the mats down, no expense to us, obviously. So, we already sent the final paperwork into the state, so we should be getting the final chunk of that money, which is about $42,000. So, done. Long time coming. Okay, one of other repeat update items. Sewer project, which we talked about at some length last month. Authorization was provided for us to get moving, because there's the next big deadline is March 4th, I believe, or March 6th, March 4th. We have been working, I'm sure you've probably seen our survey crews out around. And obviously we are moving forward. That's, it's a nice project for both the township and our office. And real quickly, in closing, then with Mr. Mexi, last week, though, about the emergency hearing? No, last week. Yeah, it's Thursday. We met with Joe recently, and we're putting together specs for the emergency generator for the municipal building, which he was successful in getting the grant funds for. And that's, we'll be obviously coordinating with y'all. So that concludes my report, unless anyone has any question on any specific item.
No, but thank you for that detailed report.
You're welcome.
You want to brag about the Eagles for the last 2
I'd be happy to speak with you offline after the meeting, Mr. Morrison.
Tim, I got a couple minutes? If Mike's done, Mike's done?
Yeah, Mike's done.
Okay. I wasn't able to get this on the agenda quick enough, but, I was asking Tim had brought up that, I think John Drill, I guess, came in, and did he give an update on the COA, on the whole COA plan? Did you get an adequate update? Because I know
I don't think it was adequate.
there was major turnover. This is a big issue for any town,
Yeah.
not only our town. There were some court rulings over the last year that impacted the COA rules. I think it's important for the town committee to get a thorough understanding of where we stand on COA and what the plan is. So what I'd like to do is get a briefing from John to the committee, and I think we already said we wanted him to come in
for the open space.
for open space, so that'd be a good opportunity to have him do both things.
Yeah.
So, just want to put that out there, if we have John also address COA and give us a more detailed briefing on that.
Frank, if I may, pardon me for
Yeah.
interrupting, but if you're going to do that, just as a suggestion, you may want to invite Beth McManus as well, because Beth is the town planner. She's really going to be putting it together. So just
The other option, Mike, is to have a joint meeting with the land use board, too.
Oh, okay.
Throw that out there, too.
Okay.
So, we can talk about that, too, if we think that's... Yeah, we'd say.
We've done it before.
We've done it.
Land use board is pretty big.
No, we've done it.
That may
but-
work
but-
out best.
Do you think so? You think that?
I think a combined meeting, if that's,
So, should we,
Well, yeah, you notice for a joint meeting.
you just gotta notice.
so maybe we can authorize, well, I
Well,
guess,
no, they gotta form their committee. I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Right.
So, in the new year,
Yeah,
let's
after
keep
the
this
New
on the
York,
agenda, and then, I think
No, it's
maybe,
not going away.
right. So, we'll just, keep that on the agenda, that we want to do something like that. If everybody's in agreement, maybe we'll have a joint meeting, that'd be a good idea. And the other thing is, I know there's a sewer subcommittee. It's also a big, thing that we gotta get our arms around too, with that sewer allocation and all that, so.
We have pretty good arms on that.
Yeah, but we don't.
Yeah.
So I'm saying there's a briefing on that also. Because, you know,
We didn't do that.
we had 4 out of 5 turnovers, so I think it's important that we
Yeah,
get caught up.
yeah.
I could put together a memo to Township Committee.
Give them a summary.
All right, so,
Yeah, no, good idea.
We're going back in.
all right. I'll keep it on my agenda, and then we'll bring it up in the new year, if everybody's okay with it.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
All right, any other, old new business? We don't have a second public comment, so I'd like to put that out there.
I'll second.
Yeah, that's my motion, open the meeting up to the public.
Second?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So, any member want to come up and... How are you, Mr. Snyder?
Oh, no free graduation. I like to say my tax bill is behind. I think Bill and Frank heard me say this a few years ago. And all these to help the state, especially in 2014. I'm glad, Mike, that we're finally getting on the road. Maybe I'll feel like we're getting something for our money.
Had some input, Charlie, over the years, yes.
So that's good.
I got a question for you. Jim, can you explain the municipal tax rate
Yeah.
versus the school tax rate?
Yeah, I think Charlie knows that. and,
14,
you know,
that was the
it's-
reason 14 for
You know,
that.
this, and Charlie, you know this, at least at this level, we've kept it flat for, I think, 3 or 4 years. And
It hasn't
all
been-
of the road improvements that you're going to be seeing, or that you are seeing and will be seeing, no
Well, you
increase.
know, you've heard me talk about the police department. And I think for our municipality, we are spending too much money on the police department. I don't know exactly what it is this year, but it was $1.5 million, what, 4 years ago, 3 years ago? Last year, it went up, I know, $70,000. When I asked, why is the police budget going up $70,000? The only answer I got was it was in the contract. Now, somebody approved that contract, somewhere. But that was it. They have a lot of overtime. Now, also, I hope you're not considering hiring 2 more policemen. I've been here since the police force started. We did get grants for a couple of people. And you know what? We're paying for them now. That grant is for 1 year. This fellow was talking about grants, getting them every year. There's no such thing. There's no sure thing.
I gotta correct you there, sir. There's grants that have been active for
There's grants.
for
but
20
you
to
have to
30
apply
years.
for 'em.
Some of them
And
that
the way
we
the state is
have.
going right now, you're not sure of getting those grants. There's nothing that says you will get a grant. Especially if you get it 1 year, and you get a policeman, a cop, and you train him. That doesn't mean you're gonna get a grant the following year to keep his salary and his benefits.
Well, the grant usually comes with a time limit on
Yeah,
it.
there's a time
Usually
limit.
3 years.
And then-
But you're right, after 3 years, it goes, yeah. After 3 years, it becomes responsible. I hear what you're saying.
The state, you know what the state is like right now as far as money is concerned.
It's a federal grant.
I mean, the pensions and all, you know, they're hurting for money. They can't even fix the roads and all because it's all going for the pension funds of the government employees. We don't need more government employees in this township. Now, for what we have in this township, 5,000 people? Come on.
Well, I think that's why we did that resolution
I don't know if you
tonight.
guys were policemen before or whatever, but, you know, I would hope that you got on the council here to try to save us more money somewhere along the line. And, you know, no one's accountable. We had suits, all we got in the police department is quite a few suits. That cost us a lot of money for lawyers. And we had to pay for that too. But it's like, oh, well, we'll get the money from the taxpayers. What the hell? It's not like when you're in the private sector, you know, you got to account for everything. And that's what bothered me a little bit about this young lady saying the money's not being tracked. She can't track the money or something. I don't know the whole story on what she was looking for. That somebody owed somebody some money or benefits or something like that. And she said she couldn't track the money. Now, I don't know if you do zero-based budget, she does, but that's what should be done. Then you'll know.
That's not what she said, so.
Yeah, what she's referring to is a former CFO and transactions that had occurred, that she's trying to track down.
Yeah, I understand.
You know, it's,
Well, you know, we gotta be careful where the hell's the money goes.
well,
Just like,
I strive to watch just about every dollar.
just like in, what is it, 2014, with the school. Here's a statement. Even Greenwich Township school officials who knew there'd be seeing a jump in their taxes were surprised when they opened their most recent bills. The school board president said, "The tax bills are higher than expected, in part because the township is now collecting $670,000 included in the district's 2013-14 budget that the former school business administrator neglected to factor in. Now, we all know about that. Who's accountable for that? Just the business administrator?
Well, I think she left shortly thereafter, so she's fired.
How about the superintendent? Shouldn't she have known what was going on?
He was going to.
Or anybody?
There's superintendent checks
No,
it
it's
out.
because it's the government.
Yeah.
So our taxes that year, well, mine, went up 16.5%. Most of it wasn't because of municipal budget. Although it went down 1% this year.
I'm glad you can identify the positives, Charlie. Thank you.
What I'm trying to say is, most of our youth who served before, you guys are new, I don't know if you ever served on any councils, but I would hope you take into consideration when you make choices or have decisions to make, that you think of the taxes that we're not paying. Mine had in 15 years, have gone up over 100%. I don't know what it is. 20% probably. Where the hell's money going? What do we get for it?
You know, Charlie,
Better schools.
we're all in the same
We
boat.
got better students.
Yeah. We're all in the same boat.
Thank you. Thank you, Charlie. Appreciate it. Enjoy the holidays.
And I'll tell you one thing, I'm not the only one that's here. I get up here, I'll say something, I'll come to the meeting. But there's a lot of people that are very unhappy.
Nobody likes paying taxes. I don't like paying them.
I don't mind paying taxes, so I'm getting something. And if I was getting a raise, I have gotten raises 20 years. Maybe you people have, so I would have.
Mine went up $3,000.
Yeah.
I'm on a fixed income. It's damn hard
Yeah.
staying in this state.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I got a neighbor, it's like over
No argument
20% of her income's to pay taxes.
Isn't that a shame?
Yeah.
And there's a lot of people, when you see how many houses are going up for sale, or,
Foreclosed.
Yeah.
people can't.
But Charlie, you have to ask yourself one thing. Why do cities like Hoboken, Jersey City, haven't had a reassessment in 40 years? If this, in the next 3 years, or however long I'm on this committee, if the county comes in and tells me we have to reassess, there's no way this town's gonna reassess until those towns do a reassessment.
That sounds good.
You know?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
send our resources to Hudson County.
Well, all our school resources don't.
You know, the price of homes have gone down a lot. And a lot of them, Greenwich Township, where I'm working, they're hard to sell them, even though they dropped 100,000 and stuff. And price, still can't sell them.
Can't
I
tell them
think one of
anyway.
the things are the taxes.
Thank you, Charlie. Anybody else? If not, motion to close public comment.
I make.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
What do we want to do for open executive session items? What we'll do is kick in, I think that's it, right?
What do we have for it? You have anything?
Are you gonna do old business, new business now, or are you just gonna?
I did.
New business?
Oh, I didn't hear
Well,
you.
yeah, you got old,
Well, I just had one. Chuck, did you guys ever get your, money straightened out, the squad with the township?
Yes, we did.
Okay, thanks. Okay, good. I just wanna make sure that went through, so.
I do have one quick question for you, Nancy. Kim knows about it, the resolution that we have every year, when we do that, right?
Right, yeah, same thing,
Okay.
same thing. No wording change, just a new number.
Everything's good? Good. Thanks, Chuck. Have a Merry Christmas.
take care. Merry Christmas.
For executive, I still would like to give an update on the Greenwich-Phillipsburg litigation.
All right, so what do we got open for executive? We got, all right, so motion to go into executive session to discuss. Here we go. Are we going to do anything with PBA? Or your recommendation is to table that?
He doesn't know,
What about Joe Mixie and the contract for the firehouse?
Yeah, we didn't discuss it the first round. We're going to do that.
Oh, okay.
So I'll read them off, then we'll decide what we're going to do within executive session. So, motion to go in executive session, contract negotiations, Warren County PBA, firehouse land lease, took care of all of open space. We took care of the two tax appeals. Litigation is Township of Greenwich versus Phillipsburg. Is that what you want?
Yes,
And what
yes,
about,
that's docket
we received a letter from, the
L
former chief.
13614.
Uh,
We're gonna discuss that?
we have not, we can't discuss this letter from Chief Skelton.
No, not Skelton, we got a letter from Hummer's attorney.
Yeah.
With a settlement.
I don't, are you,
Who got a letter?
I got one.
I
The
got
last meeting. we had.
You want to go into closed session for purposes of discussing settlement?
No, this is
No, this
discussing
is
lawsuit.
Litigation.
Litigation.
Oh, it's discussing pending litigation.
Yeah.
Do you have it with you, though?
I don't have.
I didn't bring it either.
I don't have.
Did it come in the mail?
Yeah, it came in the mail, I think. I know, we talking about settlement.
Yeah, he sent a settlement.
I didn't
No,
get
let's
that.
go into executive session.
Litigation, Hummer versus Township of Greenwich. Okay.
Wasn't there something like the data center money saying that you wouldn't be involved with
Yeah.
the township next year?
And I have a personnel issue
And everything else.
that I'd like to discuss.
He was just telling you.
And I don't feel
No,
that the
I'm saying
person
if
needs to be
I
right.
didn't-
That's this.
Yeah,
Well, this is something different.
that's prosecutor.
Yeah, prosecutor's office.
Personnel.
All right, so we could talk about, are you up to speed on prosecutor's office?
I'm not, but you can go into closed session and we can
So
talk about what we
This
can talk.
is litigation?
Does it have a caption? Pending litigation?
Township of Greenwich, computer issue with Warren County Prosecutor's Office.
Okay.
That was discussed in open.
That's not a pending
No,
litigation.
no. It was discussed in open, but this needs to go into executive.
When did you get that?
Yeah.
This was sitting in my mailbox this morning.
I didn't get that.
What is that from? Who's that
Today.
from? Today, that came today.
Okay.
So can you make copies?
Sure. It was addressed
Through the
personal
air
and
conditioner?
confidential to
It
him.
didn't go to everybody?
No, it was
That's
only
all.
addressed
December?
personal and confidential.
You can use some
to
air.
him.
What's that this time, Add my name.
I don't know. This?
That's marked attorney-client privilege?
This is from
Yeah,
Skelton.
so you can go in to executive for attorney-client privilege for purposes of discussing that letter as well, then.
This was another physical letter tonight. Yeah, you guys should have got it. Not sitting in your mailbox?
With the original material?
Yeah, I got that.
What letter is this?
The letter from the 29th of Jerry's contract.
That contract negotiations then, with that one?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, so that's the motion.
And I did mention a personnel issue. You see that?
What is, all right, personnel issue is what?
Township clerk.
She doesn't need to be right.
Township clerk.
Well, you can go into closed session and discuss it. If she's waiving Rice notice. Yes?
Was that Rice notice?
No. You were not Rice notice, correct? But you're waiving Rice
waiving.
notice. Not yet.
Not yet, we're getting there.
They're still formulating the motion.
Yeah, I think that was the motion.
All right, so we've covered everybody. Who made the motion? Bill
Jim,
made the
because
motion?
I did, Bill had it.
Okay.
And Mike, I don't know if you need to leave with Mike for any of this? Oh, yeah. I'm trying to get out of here if not.
I heard most of it, it's a lot of this, obviously, I clearly don't need to do. All right,
Have a good Christmas.
anybody, heading up the street or no? For Christmas?
I'm heading out.
Anything you want to, Alan?
Lou? And he goes to Lou.
Yeah, where the loop?
Farmhouse, up the street from you.
Yes. Can we do it tomorrow?
No, well, it might...
All right, so we got the motion.
So you have a motion, you have a second, is there discussion?
Come on, roll call?
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Varsity?
Yes.
So you're going over the...
And Adams?
Yes.
No, I'm like,
I'll tell you what, real quick, I'm gonna go up to the
You gotta
get up and
Oh,
walk.
yeah. I've been moving underneath the table.
I know.
We don't have anything except this one item in executive, right? Everything else was
There
tabled.
was nothing else with any of the
Yeah,
stuff.
if you open the
are
door.
we out?
Let me just
Yeah.
check.
Open the door. Yes, please.
Oh, is that-
I was gonna say-
We are on tape.
That's what your name on.
Nah, I'm done.
I'm getting
Too much
tired.
sugar.
Yeah.
I'm tired of fighting the cold all week.
Anybody out there?
Okay, so I'm gonna find out regarding the firehouse lease. I'll talk with Matthew.
Anybody out there?
First thing.
Oh, somebody's out there that long, that's
So I'm gonna
man,
move the
that's
plan
really
on.
light.
All right, motion to come out of executive session?
Second.
All in favor?
All in favor? Aye.
So be
Brent?
it.
Motion authorizing, go ahead, John.
Well, there was a discussion in executive session regarding a pending matter regarding the,
Yuri versus custodian of records in Greenwich Township.
thank you, and it would be a motion to retain our firm for purposes of assisting the township administrator clerk in responding to the issues raised with respect to Oprah and that matter,
In the Government Records Council.
Government Records Council.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Discussion, roll call.
Marqueta?
Yes.
Kenya?
Yes.
Varsity?
Yes.
Spencer? Adams?
Yes. Motion to adjourn.
Second.
I just wanted to
Right. No discussion.
Wait,
Let's
and
turn off
then
the-
turn
let's
the
turn off the
system off.
Oh, oh.
I got time, Sis.